我们要打赢 RIW 关键点在于就是中和下路吧，因为那个上路帽子这个选手肯定是跟对方是五五开发育这种打法，他就是 RIW 大部分打快局面在下路或者中路，所以很需要看我跟下路的对线，然后跟大爷的磨合吧。
Just goes to show that, in theory, things never work out in practice, do they? Because it was actually the bottom lane, it was actually doing pretty well for Rogue Warriors, then the top lane got absolutely smashed by Duke. So they did manage to actually move the farming top laner.
Yeah, Duke couldn't really sponge up any of the damage. It was super consequential. It was obliterating his health bar, and he was having a super rough experience. And it wasn't something that was helped by the rest of his team, to be fair. Duke did have a very big carry performance in game number 1. He was empowered to do so by picking the Gnar, by building offensively, and by fully acknowledging that there was no such thing as a flawless on the top side of the map. He was too busy hovering around mid lane as Rookie was smashing his opponent as well in Doinby.
True, and he was also around bot lane. It was kind of a knock-on and a ripple effect actually from how the early game went. He's caught in River, actually one of the 3 or 4 times he was actually caught in that game. That means that he wants to go back into the bottom lane, find a return kill, great. Then what's happening on the top side? Mouse is having a rough time. That being said, Duke is going to be subbed out. It's going to be the Shy coming in. Now, the Shy has had a rocky couple performances, definitely had some ups and downs in the recent couple of weeks of play. Has actually moved a little bit closer to the tank plays, actually, versus purely going for carries all the time.
A little bit.
What we know from that he went for originally when we first saw the Shy.
Yeah, now in the first set that the Shy I got to see was against Team WE, where he did have a super rough first game, but then brought out the cannon. And oh my god, was that a big carry performance coming out of him. So remember that he's still got that capability. He strikes me as a carry player. I think of him a lot like Ray in terms of styles, where if he gets a choice, if IG lets him, he's going to play a carry. He's going to go all in on his opponent. He's just going to win lane super hard. But often IG do need a tank in their composition. And that's where something like a Cho'Gath or a Gnar come into play for me, because they're both tanks that can be bruisers or tanks that can team fight and kill people with damage. So that's the place that I'm looking at for the Shy, and I mean really that's actually pretty reminiscent to Duke in terms of champions anyway, so not a big loss.
Yeah, exactly. It might just be a different way that they're going to play out the lane, and I think for Mouse, either it's going to be a nice reset for him, not having to face Duke again, or it's just a different style of play going into the same type of pick. It could be a Cho'Gath, it could be a Gnar, and more than likely Mouse will find himself on a tank, and if not a tank, it would just be straight up Mundo.
Yeah,
that's usually just a priority.
Mundo
for Mouse on the top side. Yeah,
I mean his one
carry
carry
his life.
Yeah, his one carry is Gangplank, so there's not really a lot there for Mouse in the way of carries on the top side. Yeah, look, I don't count that game at all. That was a power pick into his opponent that he's smashed. So this is a whole different ballpark for Mouse in this game, and a whole new caliber of top laner to be playing against. And it is not an easy thing to go even against these big carries that are so oppressive to play against.
Yeah, 100%. But then we look at the rest of the map, and I think that while we were definitely harping on about how the jungle, the top, the bottom went, mid lane was also a major problem. Doinby just got sent back to base twice coming in for a Rookie, and it was actually the jungler coming in to actually help him at the end of the day, which was a massive struggle. Actually, taking a look at the 280 carries on your screen, you were saying maybe this is something that Jackie can be taken away today from SMLZ. SMLZ spent a lot of the game farming, then turning up to team fights and realizing he could do anything.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the most played champion for both of these guys is the Lucian. We're in patch 8.14, so 80 carries are starting to rise up again in priority. And Varus was picked last time by Jackie Love, where I would love to see that priority shift, and you can see it's immediately banned away.
Love the sign. Yeah, we're going to have Invictus Gaming taking away the Rakan, Nocturne, and Mundo. Rogue Warriors removing the Jace, the Aatrox, and also the Varus. First pick Talia, response Tam Kench, Camille, response Braum in for Invictus Gaming.
Another Braum here to be rotated super early. Now he does see that it's a Tam Kench, so it's not too big of a loss, but this conscious decision from IG to prioritize the Braum usually indicates Kindred as a big priority once again, and perhaps a range 80 carry in the likes of a Varus to be seen. So we'll see where it goes. Even champions like Orianna, again, the idea that I'm getting at is that auto-attacking champions, mages or not, are super relevant for Braum's kit. He provides tankiness and crowd control, but you also help him provide more.
That's true. It's definitely a bit of a tank team effort, if you will. Invictus Gaming will get themselves the Orianna. Now, this time it was a blind picked into the mid lane, and then on the opposite side, Rogue Warriors bring the Rise back in. So it feels like Doinby wants a bit of a rematch here, Rusty.
That doesn't fill me with optimism too much, though. Pulse, the one thing that has really changes is the Camille being allowed through the pick ban phase. So I think that's something that will influence the state of the map a lot more. Camille actually underrated in how good she is against the likes of a Kindred. The reason being is that her ultimate knocks everyone out that isn't the one person you target. Yep. So end of the day, maybe a deterring factor for the Kindred's existence, and you can see a Draven ban immediately here by Rogue Warriors.
Yeah,
they know the state of the game.
Don't be fooled, folks. He will pull it out. Jaculov will take it out onto the field if you know, he feels like it.
Why wouldn't you with a Braum? That's like the best lane. You get free stuns and free crits off in their faces. I also think this indicates that, I was going to say Lucian banned or picked immediately by Rogue Warriors in their first pick phase here. So from the looks of it, Varus, Draven, Lucian gone. There's a chance we see a Jhin just immediately locked in. Yeah. Or a Sivir into the Jhin.
Very, very likely. I wouldn't even be surprised past that we saw a Kai'Sa. Yeah, exactly. That was going to be the other suggestion. Invictus Gaming, still for flex picks though. So remember, we see this Orianna and the Ryze could also go into the top lane, the bot lane. I know Mouse could definitely play it. Jaculov could also bring the Orianna down there. Unlikely, but still a possibility. Invictus Gaming will take away the Ornn right here from Mouse. And Mundo's also banned, so you know both of the picks we were talking about for Mouse, well, he's going to have to bring a different tank to the top lane. Maybe it is that Cho'Gath in the end.
It's super curious so far from IG through their bans. They've banned a lot of things that firstly they'll pick, and secondly that Mouse will pick and that they won against. So with the Ornn, with the Mundo gone, with the Kennen banned away from pretty much the Shy, have to see where they go.
In the audience if he's on stage?
Jaculov.
How's he in 2 places at once?
I was going to suggest this one. So there was an AD carry priority for Rogue Warriors when they go for the Jhin. Nah is the very obvious go-to now, and that's where I think we may actually get ourselves a Cho'Gath in the top lane. You may be right.
If I'm right, you're right. So it's a win-win situation for you, Rusty. Invictus Gaming will pick up the Nas, so I mean, Mouse, I mean, he just can't escape it, can he? I don't know if the Shy will actually pick a different keystone into the top lane. Last time we had pressed the attack, but he's definitely probably getting nightmares from that first game for certain. And it will be the Ass in the end. So actually just completely dodging all of the picks we were talking about.
With the Varus banned, Ashe is the next best thing in terms of versions of what Varus does, right? Having that CC, having that lane priority and that lane control. Mid-range, actually quite strong, and a high threat into Jhin. If you remember and cast your mind back to when Jhin was high in the meta, Ashe was very good into it, because if he presses ult, you just press ult at him.
And you win.
And you win that trade.
Yep. But you do have to line it up, especially if he's in fog of war. I've actually seen a lot of Ashes, like, look at the trajectory, and you have the 2 lines to home in on the Jhin and then miss.
There's literally like an X marks the spot. Yeah. So if you miss that one, it is your own fault. I don't think the Jaculov will be missing them of his own volition this time, Rogue Warriors. They have picked up Jhin for SMLZ. That is such an exciting thing that we have to remember coming into this game. He is one of the best Jhins that you will see running around on Summoner's Rift. Yep. And Hail of Blades Celerity Jhin just moves so quickly that there is just an incredible amount of teamfight utility that comes out.
Yeah, Speed Jhin is back. It's definitely a fun thing to watch. You see that on every single day of the week. Back to the mid lane though, Joymi's going to be finding himself on the Ryze again, and this time it's the same matchup, same players playing it, but remember that the Ryze was picked into the Orianna this time, whereas on the other side it was the Orianna picked into the Ryze. So Rusty, you were telling me that you're not fulfilled with confidence. Is that based on the first game or something more?
It's based off the matchup as well. If you're going to rush tier against an Orianna, you tend to lose lane from that first spike regardless, but what we did mention immediately after that is that the Camille was there, and Camille is potentially able to round up a lot of the early weaknesses that the Ryze has got. Trundle did also have strong level 2 ganks, but they aren't in the way of damage, where the Camille does provide that damage, and can also gank in the mid lane rather successfully. And usually, when you've got that Ryze there, it forces the cleanse from Rookie in this case on the Orianna to get out of the CC to survive ganks. But Camille's got the damage to follow that up in that level 6. You can't cleanse out of the ultimatum.
No, you cannot. There is no escape. So definitely more in the toolbox this time around for Rogue Warriors, now swapping onto the red side of the map. But remember, that was a crushing defeat in the first game here, so I'm expecting a little bit more fight to come out of Rogue Warriors. That's definitely what you would come to expect.
Oh yeah.
Considering their performance so far in summer and spring as well when they went on the Revenge Tour. This is the second season, the second tour, if you will, here in China. It's been a little bit disappointing so far. We're actually going to have a full moon. Yeah, it's nighttime. Not going to be a blood moon this time around. I know it wasn't Xi'an. But for now, though, I'm going to hand it over to Shanghai.
Now, all I will say is that the full moon looks ominously like the Invictus Gaming logo.
Yep.
So whether that's a good or bad omen is to be determined. I just wanted to make that known, so you can just interpret it how you'd like. Is it good or bad, Pulse?
I don't know. Maybe Rogue Warriors can take
IG
a shot at the moon.
lose. There you heard it from Pulse first. Not me at all. Pulse said that.
I didn't even say anything. Anyway, what have we got for kills? It is Hail of Blades. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, Jin should always be running Hail of Blades now. There's an argument that people will always make with me for fleet footwork, but it got so nerfed on ADs.
Yep.
And it's more of a scaling choice than for the Jin well outside of laning phase. But this Keystone is efficient for him at level 1, especially having that celerity to give you extra movement speed. That is why Jin is so strong currently and is a capable pick. Now, we look towards the top lane as they trade with each other. It is Grasp of the Undying for Mouse on the top side against Airy this time instead of Press the Attack. So they have changed their keystones appropriate to their matchups.
Definitely the case. Flawless is actually beelining it towards the enemy jungle. Oh,
no.
He's dodged the vision here. He sees Ning coming past. He's still out of vision of this one. He's about to turn the corner. He's on the crab. Hello, I'm right behind you. Gonna get the full combo out from the hook shot. Ning finds the smite down. Oh, he fell flattened, but he jukes Flawless. Doiby in for the mid lane, Mouse in for the top side, stuck in the middle of you is Ning. He'll eventually fall to the gangplank.
That was so tragic. I feel like Ning did that on purpose. But now Mouse gets a red buff. He's going to go back towards the top lane. He's also going to pick the first blood up. That was so cute from IG's jungler, and that was so close to being enough. But it just doesn't get the kill. It doesn't get him away to safety, rather.
It doesn't, and you've just got to look at the pathing again from Flawless, because that was immediately down to the nanosecond on knowing exactly when Ning was going to be there at the blue buff, jumping over the blast cone. I mean, that's just pure knowledge of how this early game works, and that is just ultimately incredibly impressive coming out from the jungle of Rogue Warriors.
You've got to admire the clutch reactions as well, though, from junglers smiting the scuttle to survive for a bit longer. But the real MVP here, the real heroes, they're doing being Mouse for being able to rotate and help their jungler in the battle, as Ning needs to really respect.
Get the heck out of my jungle, dodging this one, and he's just straight up there. We'll find a spike one more time, but Rookie with a turnaround, Flawless back towards his jungle. Doorbell's about to go over to them. Doiby over the wall, looking to try and get involved. Jumps over with the flash. He's putting down a hurt onto Ning right now, but the jungler still under attack. Meanwhile, bottom side finds a kill to Jackalove, who's just wandering down the river.
And Flawless survived. Rookie has to go back to lane with no matter. Top lane's the only place that IG are looking at, and they're feeling, yes, we got something, because the rest of the map has just crumbled to pieces. This set so far has just been so far into the win lane, win game camp, it is out of control. And Rogue Warriors start this one off 3-0 with a monumental lead through the jungle.
What's an even early game, Rusty? I have no idea. I haven't seen one this set, have you? Rogue Warriors again, we actually get to see the start of the play, probably going to see the second one on top of that.
I think this flash is intentional. Yeah, that was, but it spotted him. So that brief second where Flawless moved to the wall to flash, he saw the Talia. That was the smallest of details, or maybe even juking his way to safety.
Yep, wasn't a fail flash at all, it was all planned. We saw a bit of action there, so we jumped back to life. Ultimately didn't turn into a kill. SMLZ very low though, we'll have to go back to base. Also burnt his flash in the last play.
Yeah, the bottom lane got a kill there. SMLZ during that last trade finding it. He's able to get a recall off for a pickaxe, which is a surprisingly good recall. Usually, you know, last year when you're watching AD carries play League of Legends and you see it's not a BF, you feel, oh dearie me, that's in trouble. Bottom lane's losing. But now it just builds into Stormrazor, because Stormrazor, right? Yeah. So every recall is a good recall for AD carries at the moment.
Exactly. I mean, it's just perfect bridging right now for the old Jin. You know, starts off as he's head efficient at level 1. The Keystone that he'll be running, the Hail of Blades. I was pretty much just waiting for that Keystone to be useful, because it was, I remember Jungle Tristana people were playing around with Hail of Blades.
I think they buffed it though, because it was garbage.
Top lane Leona with Hail of Blades. It's pretty good.
So you've just done that with anything though.
That's true. But yeah, now SMLZ's got it with the Jin, and it's actually meta. So there you go. Worked out in the end.
Ning's definitely on struggle street. If the Talia is taking away Krugs, things aren't necessarily going to plan, especially this early into the piece. Not having real damage to take them down, and high cooldowns with level 1 on your Q. So you can see the state of the game so far, well and truly favouring that of Rogue Warriors. Top lane still is that bastion of hope for IG. That's the place you got to look at. Mouse got absolutely smacked around in that first game, and maybe that was a form check. You know, if you speculate why Why is the Shy in game number 2 after Duke played so well in game number 1? Maybe they just tested the waters and said, yep, Mouse is having a bad day. Let's put in the Shy and make it worse.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Because they banned out both of his big tanks. They took away his Mundo. They took away his Ornn. Mouse is like, all right, well, I guess I'll play a carry this game.
Oh my god, he just got spotted at the inner and top lane.
Tragic. I mean, that's just he just read him like a book. I mean, Flawless has just been all over the map. Ning is level 3 right now. Remember, this is the man of the match from the first game. He's actually getting played for the full right now. Flawless. Get caught out on this control ward over the wall, but there's so much attention to just try and not get tracked or die to Flawless right now for Ning's side of the map.
Yeah, Rookie hovering will save him in this case. There's not going to be a trade there. Back towards the top lane for a brief second. Note that Mouse does not have a Sheen purchase done. It was an awkward recall timing forced by enough. So having the health and mana crystals does set him up in a very awkward spot as Doinb.
Take a look at the level difference though.
Leave that man alone.
Level 6 versus level 3. This is hardly a fair fight. Rookie says pick on someone your own level.
Even going to tank the red buff a bit for him there. Good guy Rookie trying to help as best he possibly can. That's a big wall and you can't do that. But never the matter, Flawless is just going to disengage.
You never know if you don't try.
I feel like we knew that one.
Maybe the case.
Just a hunch, but I think that's a thick wall with at least 2 Cs on it. And Camille can only hookshot over walls with 1 C unless there is a champion on the other side.
That's true. I don't know. I think that's like a triple C wall. You know, it's the double C that's okay. Again, it's just looking Ning down in the jungle. He's actually done so much roaming that he's level 4 versus level 5. Ning is actually ahead of him in terms of levels. That being said, Flawless is literally a Teemo's hat away from getting his own level 5, but he's the one contesting currently onto this blue. We'll take a look at Doinb. He's rotating from the mid lane.
Rookie's about to show up, but he might be a bit late.
Of that. Ning finds the flick, and it's going to be the counter smite coming in from Flawless. He
damage.
takes a full follow-up from the threaded volley, but really nice round walk to get them out of there. So it will be them getting away with the smash and grab, and the driver was there too. Doinb gets them out of harm's way.
71 HP was the health left on that blue buff when the smite came across from Ning. So it was close, but it wasn't close enough to secure the advantage, and Flawless will get his blue. He'll get level 5 from the trade, and he'll feel real good for himself after that, because really, that blue attempt was a risk. He could have went to his own red, could have got the free level 5, could have taken that. Yep. Ning had farmed a level advantage. So they always try to take that smite battle, take that trade. At the end of the day, they get what they're after. Though it was a risk, Rogue Warriors, they do that.
They do indeed, and this early game has gone very, very, very differently to the first one. The only reason why the gold total is not significantly more far away from them is just the fact that the Shy is actually having a pretty good time in the top lane into this gangplank. Plus, he did manage to get himself a kill at the start of the game, but ultimately that just gets him towards the Sheen faster, and Nas is going to keep hitting him in the face. So it really doesn't make a massive difference in that matchup.
I mean, if memory serves, usually Grasp of the Undying Gangplank doesn't do this poorly in terms of CS at 9 minutes into the Gnar, but it's not too bad. It's still the kind of CS where you'll be okay, you'll still be able to catch up in gold. Nice little cancel there from SMLZ. Regardless though, they're scaling, Rogue Warriors, and they're scaling with a strong early game, and they are playing against IG in the way that IG usually win games with Summoner's Rift. So that's what's interesting to watch from them so far. We'll see if they can continue that one forwards, if Flawless can continue to track his opponent jungler, and their lanes just win.
Well, it's a curtain call for the bottom lane. 3 shots come out, waiting for the 4th. It's going to be dead on to Baolan. Flawless off to the side, and it's going to be raining right now because Mouse comes in. That's a great arrow, though, from J-Love. It's going to lock down Flawless. Now the bottom lane tower under attack.
The cost is so high for just a disengage that Rogue Warriors will very easily get some good damage onto this bottom lane. But it's going to take another full wave. However, this is a cannon, so it's entirely likely that they could even consider continuing to pressure. I feel like it's a big risk, but we'll see what they do.
Yeah, again, Doinb was roamed towards the bottom lane. It's going to be an early teleport coming in as well from Jackalov. I actually think that Rogue Warriors will be content with how this one's gone.
They need to recall, no mana.
Nothing there for SMLZ. So yeah, bottom tower very low. No first tower to be seen just yet, but still a great play from Rogue Warriors. And again, in the way that Rogue Warriors, when they get ahead, they will continue to look for these plays in skirmishes. Usually someone will yell go before everyone is there anyway, and typically it will work out because of how well they play out these skirmishes and fights. But isn't it a different way when Invictus game, and we just saw it in that game 1, you know, they win through those lanes, then they group up. You saw the top lane pretty much exclusively in that one-on-one lock there, taking down the tower, continuing to push.
Now Ning level 6 looking at the top side of the map. I don't think he's going to make a big ult play. You can see by his movements into the furthest forward bush that he's going to be more looking towards a flick play. Now Mouse has been confined to his turret very much wholly and doesn't feel very capable pushing forwards. So from the looks of it, just a very unfortunate timing here from the Talia. Gangbang's gone. He may actually still catch him on the TP.
Oh, that's exactly what he's looking for.
And flick.
Timed perfectly, knocked back towards his own tower. Rookie coming in from the bottom side, but the hop is going to all but secure the kill. Rookie actually just comes in there and, shall I say, kill secures it.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
God.
at the bottom lane, oh, we're going very deep, aren't we? Joinby and the Tam Kench coming out there. Floor's waiting over the wall like Spider-Man, just thinking whether he wants to jump in or not. But ultimately, it gives time over to SMLZ to take down the tower.
Yeah, Jackalev did have the ultimate back, so a big risk if they consider diving that one. IG with a fast trade on the top side. They have picked at the winning lane and they have made it work as, oh lord.
Oh, they're all jumping in right behind him. Oh, he's completely abandoned his support. He's dead. Baolan over the wall, and it looks like he'll die as well. Shot through the heart. SMLZ gets the kill.
Just a party shot at the end as well. Rogue Warriors, that is the Rise ultimate capabilities, especially in a winning lane. They're able to make those kills happen. They continue to push forward to the second turret, and that is just besting IG in the macro play. They go for that one extra, and they exploit the lead that they have got.
And that's it really. Rogue Warriors are definitely becoming the full package very quickly. I appreciate the look there, but he's going to follow after. Looking for the clockwork line to follow through. But he's caught on the wrong side. He actually blocked himself. And now in comes Joinby to sweep up the mess. He follows through. Overload for the kill. Now Joinby is going to chase down Rookie on the wrong side of town.
What a disaster.
He's out of mana. Follows through with the overload. In comes the TK. Doesn't even need to risk it. Oh, going to get the lockdown and the assist as well, aren't we? Coming out there. That's going to be a solo kill, but no longer. Another assist going over to SMLZ.
Well, you hate to see that one if you're an IG fan. That was nothing short of a big mess, unfortunately. The mechanical details not really hitting the mark in this one. Stuck in the Dragon Pit. You really hurt yourself watching that one. But at the end of the day, IG, they were behind. They saw an opportunity for a single kill.
Yep.
Even that didn't go their way. 1-7.
I mean, what a turnaround, because, you know, we're talking about this early game in the series, and I just talked about game one, essentially, that's what I'm trying to say. Joinby jumps over the wall, he's going to spot Ning, taking away that blue buff, but you know, the fact that Joinby picks into the same matchup once again, the fact that Flawless comes into this game so hot in the first couple minutes of play, you know, it really says something about the mentality. The fact that Rogue Warriors can jump back into this series like that really does say something about their team.
It certainly does. I think there are a couple of things here that we haven't really spoken too much about that we should bring to the table, and that is that Camille was not banned and was let through. In the LPL, it is pretty much only banned, never picked. That is how strong the pick seems to be. And Ning on the opposite side got his Talia. So in terms of jungle champions priority, it was chosen for each team what they wanted. The Camille is a very high priority pick that Flawless was able to use expertly. So that's the thing that you have to take away from this. He got Camille firstly, and he looked amazing on the choice. So that is 100% going back to the bans if we go to a game 3. There's a big consideration here for Invictus game.
Absolutely. I mean, what is always just entertaining to watch about Rogue Warriors play, especially when they're ahead, is they're like a blunt instrument. You know, they all just come at you. It's all big momentum swings. It's not just, you know, precision plays. Almost the opposite of Camille as a champion, in fact. You know, Rogue Warriors will like to get in there with multiple members, get scrappy. Usually they like to trade up. You very rarely see like a 5-0. Someone's probably going to die in the process, but they pay for their win in blood. Most likely it's going to be the enemies, but they definitely get in there. And it's the fact that they do that allows them to strike so quickly, you know, much faster than the average team.
I think you're underselling Rogue Warriors a little bit there. I think they have scraps, but I don't think scrappy defines them currently. There is a certain feeling of finesse to the aggression that they display, but I don't know if scrappy is a fair way to explain the fighting.
If you had to pick a weapon, or any weapon at all, Rusty, what would you pick? You wouldn't pick a rapier, would you? You'd pick something like, you know, a Morning Star. Or like
as in what weapon are Rogue Warriors?
Yeah.
Probably a two-handed axe.
Where's the finesse in the two-handed axe, Rusty?
In the swing.
Okay. Where they're going to be swinging the axe. That's fair. I'm just saying, they're very much like a sledgehammer.
Yeah, look, it's not like stabbing someone with daggers if we're going to follow this analogy. I'm just saying that they're good at it and that it's not scrappy, you know?
Yeah. That's fair. Sorry. Flawless is going to be starting off the Herald once again. Gave it a shot before, but got revealed on the Scryer's Bloom.
Attempt number 6.
Accidentally dodging out of that one, not this time round.
My
Oh,
lord. Camille, ladies
what a
and gentlemen.
disaster. A little too slippery.
Yeah, it's just a hookshot interaction for you. You know, if you get crowd controlled, you can still throw it. Oh my god, welcome.
Yeah, Kalu on the wrong side of town.
There's a party he was not invited to. He was just brought
Just found
in,
himself there, yeah.
dragged along by his friends. He didn't want to be there. He flashes his way out. He'll be okay in the end, but that's
Jumps
another
out the
summon
window.
yeah, evacuates. These two.
Oh, Mouse popping the ultimate. Oh, because he's got Doinby on the way into the bottom lane as well. He's going to be coming with an instant Rune Prison. The Shy, he's close to Mega, but won't even get there. He dies in Mini. Doinby with another kill, 5-0-1.
Yeah, popping off this game, Doinby with those kills now, he's able to roam around the map, especially because mid's unlocked us. Speaking of mid,
Flawless looking for the 1 versus 1 play, dodges the shockwave with the ultimatum. In comes Kahlua, but now Flawless under attack, gobbles up his jungler.
Flawless still looking very aggressively in his stance. Once that hookshot, you can see the collapse coming in from Doinby. Jhin ultimate's out.
Curtain call, slow down to Baolan, he's trapped in place. Doinby, massive shield on him. Seraph's going to be coming up clutch right there. Nice little volley from Jackie Love is going to dissuade any further aggression from Rogue Warriors.
IG are able to get to safety, but barely, and you can really tell the state of the game based off that trade alone. IG, if they were even, that would have been kills on the Doinby, but not the case. That 5-0-1 rise is very slippery. He's able to get out with all of his shielding that he had on the back of the Seraph's embrace, and now Rogue Warriors, they've gone from objective to objective. They've tried the Herald about 4 times. Now they're going to try their hand at the Cloud Drake, and that should be a much more free objective, because IG a little bit less pressure to contest.
For now, yeah, will just be a Cloud Dragon. 17 minutes. It's a sad day for Cloud Dragon, but it's going to be an Inferno up next, so I know the teams will be revisiting this area in 6 minutes from now.
I mean, that's the sad thing for Rogue Warriors more than anyone else. It's such a strong start to the game to only have the option of a Cloud Drake.
True.
Kind of slowed down their priority on that area of the map.
Yeah, could have been double Infernals by now.
Yeah, you knocked those over.
Crushed it.
Did you know they say LOL?
Really?
Yeah, they say LOL.
Every single time?
I believe so.
Did you know that typing LOL is banned on the Chinese
Yes,
Spy?
I did know, actually.
Oh.
Can't even type
Because I typed,
roll.
yeah, I mean, I typed LOL the other day and someone thought I was swearing at them and I was like, I was just trying to, I was laughing. You said something, you did something funny. Yeah, and I couldn't explain that in Mandarin, so.
Pulse, what role do I mean?
Support.
Ah, you can't say that's a naughty word.
That's true. Can't say support either. Sad days. This is attempt number 3 from Flawless to go into Herald. Got another minute to complete this one. We'll see if Invictus Gaming can find themselves another contest, because they are around the area.
Hit the eye. There we go. It's down to half. It should be secured. We'll see, because IG, they're around the area, but I highly doubt they would want to actually take this contest. And Rogue Warriors, of course, Doinby will get themselves the Herald Eye for no particular reason. He's going to immediately summon it mid.
Of course he is. Bit of a trade back and forth. SMLZ and Kahlua actually zoning away, throwing members right now from Invictus Gaming. Doinby is going to take the Merkles here in rotation. I would say it's a little bit risky, but he feels confident enough he can make this happen.
Yeah, he's got a Banshee's Veil, so he's actually pretty tanky, as well as the Mercury Treads. Now the charge is off, Shockwave's on.
Yeah, they're just trying to block the team from really following up on Shelly's push. But they're taking a lot down to the process. Take a look at Rookie. Foul land following it through as well. The flick doesn't land. What a save coming in from Kahlua. And here comes the curtain call. Ning looking for the dodge right here. He's about to receive the third. Oh, perfect timing. And jumps out of the way of anything else to come out from Rogue Warriors. Ooh, deadly flourish. It did actually hit onto Rookie, but he was stepping up way too far. SMLZ takes a lot of hits from that.
Rogue Warriors are taking a lot of damage, but so are Invictus Gaming, and through all of this, because Rogue Warriors have priority, as long as they don't kill him, everyone does get out without dying. They are pushing the absolute limits. They are testing the maximum here, Rogue Warriors, but they're still getting out with their lives, and that's what matters in the end, because that gold lead continues to stretch.
They'll just keep coming at them over and over and over again. This will never stop, behind or ahead. This is how Rogue Warriors play, and Invictus Gaming starting to tremble just a little bit in their shoes. I mean, game 1 was literally the opposite performance coming out for them. That was a 23-minute win on the clock. But coming into the second game, this is firmly in the Rogue Warriors' court, wanting to bring us here to a third game. Definitely going to please the Shanghai crowd. I know there's some people who are definitely fans of both teams from what I can hear out from the crowd chants.
Things to consider here for Invictus Gaming, if they're going to find a way back into the set, is that they need their secondary items. They need the penetration items, namely for Rookie, because that shockwave has to chunk out a lot of the health bars, and there is magic resistance rushed by Joinby in particular. He's the one that needs to die. 5-0 on 1, 5 of the 8 kills that they have received. So with most of the money in his pockets, I think a Void Staff is a very good start to making a comeback in this game. The hard part is being Jackulov. You know, his role is very difficult in this game. Mid-ranged AD carry against a Camille, against a Gangplank that can destroy his health bar from the middle range. He's going to have to play the best game of League of Legends you've ever seen coming out of an Ashe. That's hard to say because we have seen some amazing Ashes.
It's true. I definitely fear for Jackulov's life right now as I take a look at Flawless just hovering around. Luckily, Braum is here, so he can stand behind him. It's going to be okay. Joinby's clearing out the wards while he can on top side. We're waiting for objectives to spawn currently, because it's going to be Infernal just under 2 minutes. Baron is actually obviously the objective that you can see that Rogue Warriors are hovering around at the very least. It's 22 minutes, so they probably need a little bit more time before they can burn it quickly. But as long as Invictus Gaming are firmly out of the jungle, they might be able to take it down in time.
Window of opportunity here actually for IG. Rogue Warriors still waiting for some big item spikes of their own. So when you look at the state of the game, decent team fighting composition from them. You got the Orianna, you got the Gnar. Rogue Warriors have to play a brilliant team fight usually to navigate that one. You think about it, Gangplank hitting kegs, Ryze hitting combos, Camille also playing well with the ultimate and hitting skill shots with the hookshot. So they have a hard to execute composition against IG who have just hit the item spikes. And it's not that they've hit bigger item spikes than their opponents, it's that they've hit them before their opponents finish a third item spike. Or a big second one, expensive second one at that. Look at Mouse having not completed his second item of choice. No Sterax, not going towards the Storm Razor just yet.
Yeah, it's expensive. Until still there from Rocky. But yeah, I mean, Storm Razor is difficult to fit in as a second item, because you always like to go for the try first.
I think if you're snowballed, you can get it, because it's so easy to finish the item, but Sterax is just so good.
Just gives you a bit of everything. Oh, he's going into the mid lane. He's be blocking out that shockwave right there from Rookie. He gets popped over the wall and a little bit screwed by his ally. Ning dies for it as well. I believe he got bopped by the Talia wall that came in for Ning. It's going to be 2 kills to Rogue Warriors. I don't know who Ning's playing for
but he also flashed, so I'm really not sure how that interaction happened. I'd love to see a replay, but at the end of the day, Rogue Warriors, they get the pick they're after. They're looking towards the Baron buff now. They'll even get a cheeky blue on the way through. Don't be feeling real good about that one. And can they even contest this? My answer seems to be a very solid no. Based off what IG are doing, even they think the same.
Yeah, difficult for Invictus Gaming to find their way back into this game, and Rogue Warriors, they force another play, and it sticks this time around. Invictus Gaming, they're looking actually towards the Dragon right here, but Joinby, all they're teleporting into this one. It's 1 versus 2, lands the arrow. They're doing a lot of damage right now. He's locked down. Can he get out of this play? He pops the arrow, takes one with him, and here comes the cavalry. Jackulov's about to fall, now the Shy all by his lonesome, and he's all took it out. No more Mega Form for him. And Rogue Warriors, they get the pie and eat it too.
And almost Joinby makes the trade. He had a death cap amount of money in his inventory, so maybe then still pressuring.
The Shy, he steps forward for no particular reason, and now he faces an ultimatum as Camille gives it to him. Oh, SMLZ blasts him in place. And I'm surprised the moat didn't fly up there. Rogue Warriors destroy Invictus Gaming.
Ning just gets put to sleep for a 5th time. They'll get the Infernal Dragon, they'll get a couple more kills into the kitty, and IG just desperate now for anything that they can possibly get. Rogue Warriors, they get the Baron, and they immediately go to the other side of the map to contest the Infernal. They are so aware, and they are so in tune with every step that IG are making.
14-2. Literally flipped it from game 1. I don't even know what game 3 looks like at this point. I mean, we're fully expecting Rogue Warriors to be able to sweep this one and bring us to the 3rd and final game, but it really has been the early game leader just finishing it out in quite spectacular fashion. I mean, currently we're 2 minutes behind the record set by Invictus Gaming in this series, but I mean, everything is going the way of Rogue Warriors, even when Invictus Gaming just trying to find themselves a dragon.
Joinby does live for quite a significant amount of time here with the Seraph shield on the backside, but Jackulov's damage is very noticeable. A kite as he might, he was trying to dodge Jino ultimates through all of that. He is going to go down very much inevitably with Mouse standing on top of his face. Tanking him as the Shy steps up. He's no longer a tired little boy, but he is a boy that is caught well out of position by a nice little flash hookshot there from Flawless, and he's pretty much just dead no matter what happens. And then 6-6-6. The man himself, SMLZ, rocks the health bar of Ning. Oh, we're back. Oh, no, that's too many.
Toynbee is in very, very, very deep. In comes Flawless. I appreciate the diving, buddy, but I reckon he's going to die too on the back of that one. He's going down for the 10 count, and all the vultures are circling. Yep, he's dead.
That was, oops-a-daisies. I don't think that was really a part of the plan.
That was a gigarint right there.
I think, Toynbee probably just said to his team after that one, not sure why there was 4 people in this particular area, but all right, we'll take that loss.
I just appreciate the fact that Flawless joined him in death, you know? He was just like, I see you, Toynbee. This is a terrible choice, but I join you on it.
Flawless is the kind of person that'll spray paint his face silver and just yell, "Witness me."
Yeah. We did that. It was
He
quite
certainly
spectacular. So yeah, I mean, in real terms, that just basically dries down the Baron buff timer for Rogue Warriors and their own push. So that's probably going to stop them from breaking the inhibitor line, which is actually quite a big deal.
Usually with the Baron buff, inhibitor lines are broken. Of course, so hard to deal with those minions. So at the end of the day, IG, they might have bought themselves, let's say, another 5 to 6 minutes, you know?
I feel like Toynbee went out and bought that for him, you know?
Yeah, he kind of
did. It was gift wrapped, you know? It was Invictus Games' birthday and he got them something special.
And gift the time, and that time will be of great significance, I should say, to IG. Their composition hitting 3 items will be a massive spike for them. JackeyLove, if he does get to navigate his way through a team fight with 3 items, will be destroying their health bars as well. The ward.
2.
Where's the Talia wall?
3. 4. Gotta respect Battleline still tanking those, even though he was dropping very low.
Just able to recall regardless. JackeyLove is the one that's going to be clearing waves, and Ning also nearby protecting. So it's okay to tank those ones regardless of your health bar, knowing that it's the carries that matter the most. And welcome to supports in the LPL.
That's fair. I mean, I'm always just cautious of that 4th shot coming out from Jhin, you know, especially a triple item Jhin at that. It's like, you don't really know exactly how much damage it's going to do. You know, the first 3, it's like, oh, it kind of hurts, and the 4th one just one-shots you, and you're like, oh, okay.
That does happen, actually, quite a bit, yeah, but it is the crit build, so
yeah,
it's not that significant.
True, yeah. He's also rocking,
is what usually
exactly, and he's also rocking a chain burst at that, so he probably felt pretty confident. But for now, you can just see that this game has slowed down significantly, and this is all good things for Invictus Gaming. They're going to lose an arrow, though. Yeah, they're actually looking for the engage themselves. Wallet doesn't land, nor the fissure. These line scale shots not quite finding their mark. I appreciate the lock-in for Invictus Gaming, though. Try and catch Rogue Warriors unawares if they're looking for their own rotation and trap.
Yeah, JackeyLove hit a target, but not exactly the one that he was after in the first place, is Rise.
Oh, where we go?
There's just a couple of minions. The pump fake.
Yep, the substitute.
Look at those minions. Now back to me. They could be me. With Old Spice.
Alright, Terry Crews.
I'm funnier than I care to admit to myself.
Oh boy. See, I appreciate it also being part of the Commonwealth. Alright, earlier in the cast you said H, and I was like, oh, that's gonna trigger half of Europe.
I spent the
Careful
past
of that
week.
one, Sunshine.
I spent the past week watching Terry Crews videos.
That's fair. Not a bad man to watch.
He's been doing gym videos and stuff. I was just going back and watching them, thinking it's a CT.
He's been doing D&D recently as well. I was shocked.
Yeah, I watched that one. It was great.
Top tier. Not even sponsored. Anyway, top lane. JackeyLove going to be clearing out this wave. 0-3-3, but really has been about those ultimates. The time when he's been looking for those engagers. That has been the name of the game for JackeyLove. Meanwhile, in the jungle, our man of the match in game 1, Mr. Ning, not having such a hot game in game 2. And I think a large part of that was Flawless. I mean, he pretty much had his number, followed him through the entire early game like a stalker, climbed into a tree, had the binoculars, and Ning just couldn't go anywhere without Camille being on top of him.
You know, the most interesting thing to me from this game, as we are cresting to 30, is that Rogue Warriors can't do what Invictus Gaming did. They started in the exact same way, they won their lanes, but that doesn't immediately transition to a 25-minute closeout. Rogue Warriors aren't that clean as a team, so that much is definitely for certain. They have extended the game to 30 minutes through a couple of mistakes, and IG are the kind of team to be very ready for those mistakes to happen. That's how you know that this is in fact a top-of-the-table clash. Both teams have very fast average game times in both victories and defeats, but IG are so good at catching those tosses. They're able to extend the game just that little bit longer.
They are indeed. So I think if anyone's team had their arms tied behind their back They probably still would have caught that throw. That was in the top lane there from Doimi and Flawless.
Yeah, you can accidentally catch that one.
Yeah.
Land in your bag of popcorn while you're watching.
Yeah, yeah. And you're like, ah, fantastic. So yeah, part of that was definitely Rogue Warrior's fault. But that being said, Baron has just spawned. Next dragon will be Elder. And Doimi is hurting minions a lot right now.
360 CS at 31 minutes. Very significant as the Baron, without hesitation, is going to be kicked off. IG, this is the must-contest objective.
I mean, check
But
this.
they can't.
They're so far away, and we're grouping up 3 members. Scram! Get out of there. The wall comes up. The escape wall comes in.
He will escape. That's the one takeaway that you could say is a positive. Flawless, the man they were looking towards, but they're not going to get him. The timing was a bit off because Rogue Warriors are just pushing the base down straight away.
I mean, now Invictus Gaming is slightly out of position as they now rally to their inhibitor tower. They do lose the inner, trying to make that play. Oh! Rookie, where did he go? Flaunts over the wall. Now he's chasing down the side, but it's the curtain corner. About to be curtains.
That's a big shield.
For Invictus Gaming. So much damage coming out of Mouse right there. He's leading the charge into the base. Double flick, but just get out of here. I don't want anything to do with this, says Ning. The Shy is dodging left and right. He's got the fancy feet. But the base is truly broken open. Flash forward from SMLZ! One shot the enemy AD carry. Say, sit down, son. I am the AD carry in this matchup.
And
they take down the top tower, the top inhib, and now Rogue Warriors are looking for the win.
They're threatening to end the game right now. SMLZ, oh my god, again just one hits them.
Disgusting damage coming in from the Rogue Warriors. You're not going to escape from this. I didn't even see him come back up, did you, Rusty? Rogue Warriors come out with a sucker punch in Game 2 and bring us to Game 3 in Shanghai.
And cleanliness aside, you cannot tarnish the amount of damage that they were doing individually. SMLZ and Doinb back to back. You see them come out of their chairs. And it starts the last fight with Doinb one-hitting Rookie over the wall. And it ends with SMLZ not once but twice, smashing and obliterating the health bars of his opponents through that Jhin. That's what their composition is capable of doing. But that's exactly what Rogue Warriors did with it. They took the maximum in that one moment.
Yeah, that's some damage coming out from Doinb and SMLZ. Definitely makes a lot of sense. I could probably watch Doinb just smash Rookie over the wall as a GIF and just have that one on repeat. That was, yeah, that was actually a lot of damage. I think that was like 3 spells. I couldn't even see what it was. He died so
It was
quickly.
a full combo. So
Yeah.
I think he actually hit the Essence Flux with the Rune Prism, and then he actually got another full rotation off from that one. So there was no saving Rookie once that had connected, no cleanse, no QSS available, it seems. In that moment, Doinb just smashes his health bar with a beautiful combo over the wall. But of course, Rookie had to stand there. He had to be near that area at the very least, because if he's not threatening the shockwave, then IG cannot defend the turret.
Yep.
So he took the greedy decision, as Rookie will tend to do as well. It usually works when ahead, but when behind, not so much.
Well, that was a very different game to game one, wasn't it, Rusty? It was the direct opposite coming in from Rogue Warriors. You're right, though. We got to the mid-game and definitely stalled out for Rogue Warriors. They couldn't finish in the same way. And it also got extended kind of artificially by Doinb and Flawless. It gave Invictus Gaming one more shot coming back into the game. That shot was around the Baron, but just weren't ready for it. You know, the Baron spawned and immediately they just converged in like insects. Were on top of the Baron until they weren't able to find the steal.
And that's the thing, that was the must-contest objective. We said it just before I went down, but God, it died super quickly, and that wasn't even with the Blade of the Ruin King AD running around. So Gangplank, Jhin, Arise, between those three, more than enough damage. Tilia couldn't even get there close to in time, and that was pretty much the game over once that Baron was secured. And we said that during the first Baron that was taken. That's Rogue Warriors' entryway to winning the game. That's breaking the base. That is the game over. Otherwise, there is a Shockwave, and there is an Orianna that instantly clears waves. That's really hard to deal with. There is an Ashe with Volley that pressures you and also threatens to make Rookie's life easier with the Shockwave. So compositionally, when defensive, IG was still well set, unless there was a Baron, and they get the Baron.
For sure. At the same time, though, the early game was definitely a disaster for Invictus Gaming, but conversely, fantastic coming out from the side of Rogue Warriors. It was pre-planned coming in from Flawless. It's a completely different game coming out from him. He was getting caught left and right in that game one. Then the second game literally begins the game by killing the enemy jungle, tracking him through the jungle for the entirety of the early game, allowing all of his lanes to do whatever the heck they wanted.
Night and day, frankly, coming out of Flawless, and this is that level to engage. What you don't see in this fight is the brilliant attempt from Ning there, of course, to get himself out to safety. You saw the vision, but more importantly was that Flawless navigated around the map so well, got into the blue buff bush just before Ning got to there with the blast cone. And once again, Ning, this is a mistake definitely from IG's part, an attempt to come over here. They thought they could flash forwards, get the kill, Summoners expended, and this isn't the first, and won't be the last time rather, in this game, that IG make this play. They flash forwards thinking they can get a kill, they don't get the kill, and then they're left only to die for it.
Yeah.
It happens a couple of times, always around that area of the map.
At the same time, we actually didn't see the bot lane, but they were trying to move up and try and help the play. But Jackie just got caught in rotation, apparently, and that was another kill going up to the Jhin, which just springboarded him also into the mid and late game. I mean, that Jhin was hitting like a truck, as was the Rise in the mid lane. I actually do think that Doinby was just straight up popping off in this game. I feel like from the kills, it's likely that Doinby will get the MVP. Personally, my MVP is probably going to be Flawless. Because of just how he controlled that early game. But again, the man himself, Doinby, just rocks up to 2 people and says, how you doing?
You picked the wrong time to call him an MVP, Pulse.
He still gets the kill, Rusty.
He does. He starts this one off by going very aggressively by his lonesome into 2 people. And there's a lot of damage that'll come out of them. So I do respect it. And Rogue Warriors, the end result of that fight is they get the Infernal. They get a couple of extra kills on the back end to the Shy as well as Ning. And this is that moment where even without Doinby, you start to notice that the damage is really amplifying from the rest of the team. And this crit, he's going to feel that one later.
You will indeed. Ah, there you go. Yeah, you can always play the numbers game. 99% damage scored efficiency, 30% of team's damage on the dot, in fact.
It's just an efficient man. The numbers look pretty. 7-2 and 6 is the scoreline as well, and whilst his kill participation isn't high, he participated in the most important ones, which against Invictus Gaming is the early game control alongside Flawless, who Flawless still definitely worthy of an MVP for his difference night and day performance between games 1 and 2.
Yep.
And I'd like to see that again in the 3rd.
I would indeed. And also, just thinking about the top lane once again, because, you know, I'm always thinking about the top lane. The fact that they brought in the Shy coming into that second game, even though Duke had such a good performance. Bring back Duke. Justice for Duke. That's what I'm saying, you know.
100%.
Yeah.
Duke has played very well so far.
I feel like maybe that happened like before the game. They were like, okay, we're going to move in the Shy for the second game. Now they get the choice coming into the 3rd game, whoever they're going to move in for their roster. We'll see, though. We are going to take a short break. When we get back, though, we'll be coming in for our final game here in Shanghai.